Hello everyone, this is Som Gaming. Hope you enjoy the content. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 10 of Manor Lords. Now, today we've got quite an interesting plan. I had a bit of think around what I want to do with this episode, and I was looking through. I actually played a bit on my own on a separate save just to kind of see what we're doing, how far we want to go, and there's a lot of things I would like to do, but the first thing I want to do, which will probably take us, I would say, the whole episode of this one. I want to do an overhaul of farming. Why do I want to do an overhaul of farming? Because I did a bit of reading online, and I watched a couple of videos from other content creators, and actually it turns out I've been doing farming wrong, and also there's some things I didn't know. So what I will try and do, I will try and use this video to overhaul my whole farming, and I will explain. There's no point explaining what I'm planning to do. We'll just do it as we go through, and also just give you a bit of an overview of the stuff I learned, because maybe it's something you didn't know, or I don't know, maybe you already knew, so you might think I'm silly I didn't know about them, but so on. Anyway, so the general idea behind this is that we want to change these big 4 fields into smaller fields, because generally speaking, and that's kind of a common thing between both on Reddit and on guides and on different YouTube videos and so on, that smaller fields are a lot more efficient in Manor Lords than big fields like this one. Why? The main reason is because if it's too big, there isn't enough time for the plowing to finish. So that's the main goal. However, there's also some other things that I discovered. For example, if I now enter our fertility menu, I kept going between rye and emmer, and I kept saying, I don't know what emmer is, I don't know what emmer is. So what did I do? I just basically Googled it. And it turns out emmer is simply wheat. It's just another type of wheat, and I had no clue. So when we see the emmer fertility, we're just basically looking at wheat fertility, and then rye is just rye. The other thing I noticed is, apart from this hill, which we will call the farming hill, we actually have quite a decent fertility down here, even down here around the pond. So I don't know if we'll end up using it. Maybe we migrate some of this industry here, and we can have a couple of fields here. I don't know. This is definitely down in the future. For now, what I want to do, I want to focus on my current fields. So the first thing I will do, I will just straight up delete this field. Why? Because this field, I think I built it based on rye fertility. But you see, the fertility is not actually great for any of them. I mean, it's okay for emmer and flax, but it's not excellent. The other one I want to get rid of is this one here, and also this one here. Now, this one will still go away eventually. Well, it won't go away. I mean, it's a great field, but I want to split it, almost like imagine having a knife and just chopping through it into 3 pieces. But because at the moment we have the sheep here, I'm not going to disturb them. I'll just leave them away. And anyway, it's a fallow field, so I don't really care too much what happens to it until next year. So the other thing I want to do is I want to delete all of my roads. Well, not all of them, as in like all of the roads around the fields, because with this new setup, it's very likely that we need to have a new road setup as well. So let's just get rid of them, and don't worry, we'll just build them back in. It's still the case that I want to have a general route coming here. I wanted a route that takes me to the to the salt mine, excuse me, and so on. So it won't be very different, but what I will do is, first of all, I want to check, okay, barley fertility, we could probably bring it up to here. Not yet, I mean, we'll do it next year, but which means I could actually bring this road here, and then we can bring it across and then connect this guy. Okay, so that's the one road. Now here, what do we have? Let's review our fertilities. We have flax, which is really good. And we have emmer. Now emmer is good pretty much everywhere. So I'm just going to base it on flax fertility. I'm not bothered if I hit a bit of yellow. I'm fine with it. So what I will probably want to do is I want to create maybe 3 fields just up to here. Something like that. So for that, I'm just going to put a road. I don't know if I will keep this road, but just so as a guidance for me how far I want to take it. And you can see that the fertility kind of dies off a bit, but it's okay. I mean, it's not... Actually, wait, maybe let's take a notch back. Maybe here. Okay. So let's have a look. Flax fertility is just... And then, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm not massively bothered. Now, what sort of guidance do we go with when we're building these fields? So there's two things. One is the shape. The shape, ideally, should be long, like long fields. Essentially kind of a ratio of 3:1 when you're talking about length to width. So the length should be 3 times the width. Approximately, obviously you don't need to have a ruler or anything. Why is that the case? Because that's a lot easier for plowing. And plowing is what usually takes the most time because they basically plow in a straight line and back and so on. So they don't need to do a lot of turn back and forth. But if it's just a few long lines, that's better. The other thing you need to take care of is the field size, which is the Morgan. Now, the field size, generally speaking, anything sub 1 Morgan, between 0.5 and 2, sorry, between 0.5 and 1 is fine. Now, this will also depend whether you have the plowing with the ox. I do, so I can actually push it slightly higher, but I'm not going to go insanely higher, mainly because I like the idea of smaller fields. So I'm going to do 0.6 here. That's one field. Then I'm going to do another one, which will come to 0.5. Maybe I can actually push them a bit further, actually. Give me a second. Let's put... yeah. Let's put here. Maybe we can push them all the way up here. Like this. And then let's do the same for this one, all the way up here. 0.5 Morgan, and then this one will be slightly bigger. And it will go into the yellows, but as I said, it doesn't not matter as much. Actually, it's not as much bigger. So that's 3 fields. These fields will likely alternate between flax and wheat. So if you like, then where else do we have flax fertility? We still have some flax fertility here. So what I'm tempted to do is I'm tempted to bring a road here just to cut through, and then it will go, I don't know, somewhere here. Let me just make it a bit nicer. Actually, this also stems from this. I think it's because this road was a bit too... And remember, this gap will be filled because we're going to have what's the word? We're going to expand the barley field as well, but for now we can't really do much. So I want this to curve here like a fork. Same with this. I want it to curve. Okay, and then I want it to continue down here. Okay, right. Then this road can continue to come along, and yeah, for now leave it there. We'll connect it afterwards. Okay, so let's have a look at here. So emmer kind of finishes here. Doesn't finish, but you know what I mean. And then flax again here. So I think what I want to do is I want to have a few more fields kind of spanning up to here, which again, they will share both flax and emmer. Now, or wheat, I should say. So let's build one like this. Again, 0.7 emmer, Morgan, that's fine. Let's build like this. Okay. And that's emmer and flax. And let's also, using the flax fertility, let's build one that is a bit more chubby, if you like. And actually, I wonder whether I can... No, it's fine. So... actually, no, I don't like this. I want it to be a bit more consistent. So let's do it, even if it's breaking kind of the logic of it's going into the yellows is okay. So this is flax. Now, these 3 fields will probably only be flax and wheat. Now, Let me just check the barley. Now, barley is only here. It's not that it's bad here, but it's not great, essentially. So I need to kind of make use of this space as much as possible. Then the other thing is, now this is really good for Emmer. So what will probably end up happening with this area, I'm going to use it as mainly Emmer fields, but it's likely that we'll also do something else as well, just so, because it is not good to do the same fields year round, 2 years in a row, because the fertility drops significantly. So I'm going to build some more fields here. Primarily these will be Emmer, but it could happen that I will also have something else around them. And let's do it like this, and let's do a road going through, and I'll probably expand further down the line, but I think for now that's enough, because this is 3, 3, 3, and then this will also expand to either 3 or 4 fields, probably 4, because there's quite a lot of space here. So we'll end up with a lot of fields. So what's the other rule? The other rule is I want to make sure that I do efficient rotation. So what do I mean by efficient rotation? I don't have, I don't know, say 8. So we have, in this case, we have 9. So, okay, it's not an even number, but assume we had, I don't know, let's count this one just so we have an even number. So we have 10 fields. The 10 is a nice even number. I don't want to have out of the 10, 8 being fallow 1 year and 2 having crops, and then the other year the opposite, because this doesn't keep it consistent. What I want to try and do is half and half, basically. Half will be fallow and half will be have crops. So how is this going to work? We can actually, well, actually, so not half, because we're talking on a 3-year rotation. So basically every year 2/3 will have crops and 1/3 will be fallow. So let's see, maybe to keep it simple, given that we have 3, 3 and 3, we can follow that idea. So in this case, this would be wheat, this would be wheat again, and this would be flax, and this would be fallow, this would be flax, and then this would be wheat. I prioritize wheat because wheat translates directly to food. And then this can be fallow, okay. And I want to rotate them as well. Let's have a rotation. Right, next year this will be fallow. Same with this, same with this. And then the last year, this will become wheat, this will become flax, and this will become flax. Yeah, so then this one, I want it to become wheat. No, actually, sorry, no, next year it will be wheat, and then it will be fallow. Next year it will be flax, and then it will be fallow. And then next year it will be flax, which means the following year we'll have quite a lot of flax, but that's fine. Yeah, so this, then it will be fallow. The next year it will be wheat. The next year it will be wheat. And the following year, actually, we could, because we have quite a lot of flax, we could make it into barley. And then this would be wheat. This would be barley. And this can be flax or something. Yeah. And then this will be broken down and we'll still have wheat. So I think that's more than enough a yield. But obviously, once we have the first harvest, we'll figure out if it's enough yield. What else do I want to do? The next thing I want to do is, generally, I haven't tested this, I haven't run simulations or anything like that, but from what I read and from what I understood, a general rule is you need to have one family per field, active field, I should say. So in this case, we have 6 fields active per year. Now, that means we need 6 families. However, instead of adding 6 families here, I do want to create another farm as well. Why? Because notice that even if you can fit 8 people in here, you can only have 2 animals. And animals, remember, help with plowing. So having another farm and kind of splitting the 6 into 3 and 3 helps me I can actually make use of 4 animals instead of 2. And to do that, I'm going to actually, let's have a look. I want to build it somewhere that I'm unlikely to build another field. So, I mean, I can always destroy it. It's not an issue. So, yeah, I think this is a good location. So let's put a farmhouse here. Like this. And the other thing I want to build, and I want to make it the highest priority. And the other thing I want to build is I want to build a hinging post, which I don't remember where it is. Somewhere here, I'm sure. I must have passed it. Here. Why do I want a hinging post? Because having a hinging post it will allow me to get more animals, and I will actually upgrade it to stables and make this into very high. Okay, before I hit unpause, I want to make sure that I also cycle my people. So in this case, I want at least 4 people here, which means that I have 2 less. I need 2 more. And I want to look at where are my people at the moment and where can I take people from. So let's have a look. I have 1 in the bakery. That's not useful anymore because as far as I can see, we don't have any more grain or flour, so they're not going to be doing anything. Where else can I take them from? So put 1 person. Actually, wait, I need someone to be building, so for now it's okay. Then I have 1 in the clay deposit. And remember, during winter, they don't do anything. During winter and summer, they don't really do anything, so I could take them out and put them back. Same with the salt. How much salt do we have? We have 14, which is not a lot, but it's not little. So, yeah, where else can I take people from? I could take 1 person from... Let me have a think. Yeah, where are all my people? And I could take 1 person from the warehouse temporarily, because this can fit in. And eventually we'll get more people, so I'm not massively bothered. So, oops. I'm going to leave 5 for now. And I'm also, yeah, we have to, yeah, okay. And let's have a look what will happen. So I'm going to speed up time a bit. And while we wait, I'm going to also, wait, I need to also figure this out. 1 second. Advanced, yeah, move territory. The other thing I need to do as well, I do need to increase a bit of livestock. I think I'm going to wait a bit for livestock. Well, let's do it 15, but beyond that, I'm going to wait because I want to get some trading going in through my farming and stuff. Where is the... Oh, we have 2 people in firewood that I don't think we need at the moment. Anyway, leave them there for now and we'll see. If we need more people, we can get them from there. What else do I want to do? Now, I want to also continue expanding because soon we're going to run out of space and we can't really let that happen. I'm going to make use of additional houses, additional living space by planting this and this and this. Essentially, this will allow 1 more family because I want to get as many people as possible, at least at the moment, because I really want to have a booming season, if you like, of farming. So that should get us quite a few families. See, we will have 13 extra families, which is plenty. And let's let time play, and let's have a look what the people will do at the moment. The other thing, I also need to put someone in the ship, but that's fine. So notice what happens now. This guy is plowing using the ox. I don't know what this ox is doing. I think it's waiting for someone to come and pick it up. There we go. And they're going to... So some people are plowing by hand because we only have 1 ox. That's what I talked about, having 1 farm. And some others are just simply plowing with the animals. Now, ideally, I will want to get more people here. So maybe we'll get 1 more family. And then while we wait, I will try and explain kind of the seasons, at least how I understand them and basically how I saw them I saw it working. So the ideal scenario is you use autumn for both plowing and sowing the crops. Why do you use autumn? Because if you, well, first of all, the year starts in October. Like this reset will reset in October. The 1st of October, this will go, the fallow will come up and so on. So that's the first thing to know. Okay, knowing that is as soon as October hits, ideally you want to be in a position where you start plowing, and by the end of November you have finished with all of your fields. That gives you the maximum amount of time until, because it gives you the 3 months of winter where there will be some growth but not as much. Then there's lots of raining in spring, which will help them grow much. And in summer is where most of the growth happens. So by autumn, or September I should say, which is the harvest season, you basically have quite a lot of crops ready to be harvested. So that's the ideal scenario, and that's what I will try to aim for. I don't think we'll manage to do that this year. I mean, it's already too late because it's springtime, but on the next October, hopefully we'll manage it. So we can see that, for example, this is where we can see the progress. Now this will soon finish plowing. One thing I noticed, and I don't know if this is a bug or is by design, maybe this will change in another version, I'm not sure. Plowing can only be done by one family at a time. So you see there is only one pair plowing, same with this one. There is one pair plowing, and so actually maybe plowing by hand might be by more families, I don't know. But definitely if you have an ox, is by one person, one family. But sowing, and you will see it in a second, can be done by more families. I don't know if this would be evident because we have 6 families and they're all working on one field each, so maybe it won't be as evident. But when they are sowing, they're kind of putting the seeds, you can see quite a lot of people gather up and they work together. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. So with this guy, for example, has almost finished with plowing. And so on. Now, what else do we want to be doing in the background? I want to start a reforestation industry as well. So I'm going to stick in a reforestation thing here while we wait. And the other thing I want to do, which is a bit unfortunate for my people, but I have to do it once this is done, I will increase the taxes. Why do I want to increase the taxes? I want to increase the taxes because I know that, what year is it? It's year 4. I think around year 6 or year 7, I expect the Baron to essentially become aggressive with me. And as far as I can see, I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but to fight the Baron, you definitely need mercenaries. And to get mercenaries, you need lots and lots of treasury. So unfortunately, I will have to increase my taxes to probably something like 30%. We'll see how it goes with the... I don't care if this goes up to 50. I'm okay, as long as it's above 50, so we don't start losing people. Because I think at 50, you lose people. I need to keep getting people, basically. But let's see. So, a new family has moved in. Great. So, now you can see that this field is now ready. I don't need to touch this field again until September. Same with this field. This is now this is what I was talking about. See how many people are sowing. Like there is, all of the families can sow. It's great. And then this will be ready as well. Now they are still plowing. I wonder if these families will now start plowing. It looks like they will. Oh, okay, yeah, they will. Okay, so actually then having more people does help. So it's only the ox. You see, there's only one person doing it with the ox. I don't know how I feel about that, because I know the ox is faster, but then if you have a bunch of people, they're also faster, so I don't know. So they will finish with this field, then they're starting to sow, or sow, I don't know how you pronounce it. And these will just continue growing throughout the summer. And we will have, and you can see here we have an estimated yield, 41, 31, and then we'll get it down the line. Now, I need them to build this as soon as possible because... Yeah, I need them to build it because we will... we'll need it soon. The other thing I want to do, I want to convert these into vegetable farms because once they finish building. So these will be vegetable farms. These I actually want to convert into breweries once we need them. At the moment, we don't need them, but once we need them, I want to convert into... We'll have 2 breweries here, and maybe this one can be an oven, but I need to have the upgrades for that. So for now, we can leave it as chickens. Cool. Now, what else can we do? The other thing I want to do, I want to build a second granary, because this granary is going to get a lot of demand soon, and we'll need an extra granary to have it for the market. I want to build the granary closer to the farms, and I will also want to connect these roads like this. Great stuff. Okay. So all of the fields are now done, and we don't need to worry about them yet anymore. So what I will do, I will leave 2 people in, and the reason I leave 2 people in is because I still don't know what they do. I don't think they do anything, but I just like to leave them just in case. And the other thing I want to set up is I want to upgrade this, and basically so we can allow more animals to use the fields when we're fallow, because next year we definitely need to have this upgraded already. Otherwise the sheep will have nowhere to go. Now we have a lot of builders. I'm going to leave it like that just for a bit. And what I want to do now, I want to set up an export for wooden parts, because we have quite a lot of wooden parts and we don't really have a use for them, at least for now. So let's come here, let's find the wooden parts, and let's have them as... where are they? I'm going to set up a direct route. It's quite costly actually. Maybe not yet. Maybe let's just export for now. And I'm just going to leave a surplus of 1 because I don't really need them for now. And who is making the wooden parts? Is it this guy's? It's one of these. Maybe they're not making them because they're upgrading. I'm not sure. Alright, one can go back to the planks. They're busy working. We can actually put... yeah, Herman is on the lookout. Amazing. The farm field is almost done. Awesome. Let's definitely upgrade this to allow for... then upgrade this as well to allow for plowing. And let's also connect this road with this one. I'm not sure I'm happy with this one, but it's fine. Then, where else can we allocate our people? Let's put 1 here. Because remember, I also want to upgrade my church. How many roof tiles? We only have 3. So once I get enough roof tiles, I'm going to upgrade the church. How is the hunting doing? It's still on 14. Let's put 1 more on the fishing. Although the fishing is growing, maybe I need to... yeah, let's slow down actually. Let's set up 1 person back in here. This one is just okay at the moment. How are we doing with food? I think we will struggle a bit with food, which is unfortunate, but we will have the harvest before winter, which will allow us to have a good yield. Then I also want to put a person in the sheep farm, because what they do, the people in the sheep farm, they essentially shed the sheep and get the wool out of them, which is useful. Then it can be processed in here to become wool. Now this is okay. The other thing I want to build, I want to start meeting these demands. Tavern we will build once we have barley, so we will need to wait a bit for that. Food stall, I hope I will get it once we have the bread and stuff. And these, I need to make shoes. To make shoes, I think it's a cobbler workshop or something like that. And it's one of these guys here that can do it in the house. So once this is built, we will do that. Alright, let me see. Oh, this is still being built. Let me just increase the priority a bit so it gets done, because I want to increase the tax as soon as possible. At some point I also want to expand here. Probably on the next episode we will expand. As soon as we have the farming under control and it's kind of like self-sufficient and I don't need to worry too much about it, then we can move on to the next places. Okay, what do I want to do now? Now I want to expand. Where do I want to expand? I want to expand here with a few houses. So I think maybe 3. 3 I think is good enough. And here I imagine is where I will put my my tavern and so on. And I also would like to, so I don't want to destroy this forest, but I do at the same time want to have some houses here. So I think what I will do, I will start here, go all the way, and then maybe finish it here. And that will be it. And maybe 5 is a bit much. Let's do 4, build it, and let's get this road going. And let's have it connect here. And let's have this divert into the path. Okay. And this, I think this would be fine. So things are now under control. It's May. We finished with the... Technically, I could have done one more field, but it's fine. Maybe I could look to build some more fields actually up here. No, this is mainly emmer. Flax is okay. Barley is okay as well. So maybe I could consider building some fields up here. Like this. Yeah, like this, and then... Why do I have to carry this alone? And then let's do one up here. Oh, that's a bit big. Okay. That. Do it like this, and the road will meet here. I don't know actually what this road is. Oh, okay. And then bring this road like this. Okay. Now, these already have the pasture, I think. This still needs to be upgraded. We only have one family on building, so yeah. Basically, my end goal for this village, I want to make sure that I have enough people on planks to constantly getting planks out, and at the same time, I also have enough people on building wooden parts, which will then export. You see, we just exported one, and then eventually, I'm going to build. So I'm going to have things exported. I want to export things that we produce. So I will definitely want to export bread. That's a priority. The other thing I want to export is linen, which will come from our from flax, and wool, which will come from sheep, and yarn, which I think yarn is being. Let me just double check. Yarn, I think, is being produced here. Workers weave wool into yarn, yeah, and flax into linen. So this one. Now, at the moment, I don't think we have any. There is no point to have anyone in here. And yeah, we still need to get some more people. This is done, almost done. Let's see, new mercenaries available, okay. Right, I'm going to increase it to 30% the taxation, and let's see what the effect is, I guess. Now, the other thing I want to do is I want to start upgrading houses. Now, this is already tier 2. This is tier 2, this is tier 2. These I want to make into... I want to upgrade like this, and I want to upgrade, Okay. Because they give us money. Don't forget, they give us money if they're upgraded. And how are we doing with the roof tiles? One more roof tile and we'll be able to upgrade our church, which would be awesome. That's one, because this is something they need. They need church level 2. And let's have a look. Now it's June, and you see the crops are growing. But they won't grow fully by September. That's my point. If you do it, if you were to start it from October, then you will see much better growth. This is done. Do this, do this, do this. I think I will leave it because it's using a lot of planks. Okay. I want to get a lot of people here. The other thing I was doing in parallel, I was building some with linen. I'm building I don't know what they're called, garments, whatever. But you see, our soldiers now have garments, and I will also start importing helmets as well once I get the chance and I have the money, because I want to have really strong militia. So you see, at the moment what's the issue is have recruits missing, which is fine. Oh, I see. I didn't see this one. Oh, that's cool. It tells you what's going on. Cool. I do want to get crossbows at some point, but I don't know how I will do that. Right, let's increase the tax. I mean, this will give us quite a big hit in loss of approval, which is not ideal, but I do need the wealth. Let's put it to 20. 30 is a bit much, so we'll leave it to 20. Now we have 3 families. Great. What I want to do is I want to set up a cobbler's workshop. Once I find a house that is able to, this one here, it's great, and this will produce shoes, which will then allow us to meet the clothing demand. Now I wanted to check. They need iron parts, so maybe it's something we can import from the next door neighbor once we develop the next door neighbor. Okay. So, actually, given that it's only June, do I want to settle? What I'm scared of is settling and using all of my treasury, and then I'm stuck. But I will do it. It's fine. I'll do it. So I want to settle on this section. Why? Because this is where we actually have plenty of wood to start our logging camp, and we also have fish nearby. It's true that the mines are up here, and this region will be primarily mine focused. But for now, I want to be somewhere close to food. And how does it work? When you settle into a region, you pay 250 of what is it called again? Treasury, and then you settle, and essentially you start from the beginning. Now, if you have more, you can get more stuff, but in this case, I only have 250, and that's it. I'm going to pause for now because what I want to do, I want to connect a few things, and I want to make sure that this is connected and this is connected. These roads are all temporarily; they'll probably go away not too long after we're done. And I want to have a think how I want to expand. So here will be my logging industry. Then I will probably have my market kind of here, something like this. Then I will have like a church here. And then this will definitely be a living area. And let me just do something. This is temporary space that it will go. Then this will probably be living area. Then this will also be a living area. Like this, go through and back. And then this will also be the living area or the church. I haven't decided yet. And then let's also have a main road that takes you to the fishing hut. Okay. If you remember from the very beginnings, I like to kind of outline my my setup before I start. So, logging camp. Let's set up the logging camp here, and let's have a road join here, and let's let time play. And the very first thing that we want to do is we need to establish a colony where we have some timber and so on. Now we already actually have some timber, but for now I do want to, I want to make sure that I have enough to build this, because as soon as we build this, then we're not blocked, because we can then get more timber and so on. The other thing I want to build is a hinging post. Why? Because it's very efficient if you have a hinging post and you have a new animal to start with. So let's put a hinging post here for now, close to the logging camps. And then when you press T, by the way, you can alternate between regions, which is good. Right. You keep getting families here. Cobblers is being produced. I'm just trying to check. Yeah, we have enough. Okay. Yeah, and then this is growing. I want to see. Yeah, you see, it's not quite there yet. And I mean, we're still in June, but I don't think by September it will be fully grown. My opinion. Okay, let's go here and let's assign 2 families for now, just so we can get a quick influx of logging, and let's make the area quite big. And then let's order one thingy, 1 ox. Then I could assign. Oh, it's fine. Now I'm going to wait until I get. Is this surplus? Yeah. So we have 3. So I could start building already. The first ones we can do maybe is these ones. I don't know what it will look like for 3 houses, but yeah, it's not bad. Okay, this will be our first inhabitants. And actually, I wanted to look offline for a village name with that is famous for its iron, but I forgot to do it, so I'll do it after before the next episode. Cool. So let me just yeah. So once these are built, I think I will call it, because we're getting close to 45 minutes. And yeah, while these are being built, I'm going to do a bit of a recap. We obviously settled in this region, which is great, because now we're slowly getting our second region to be useful. Then we let me just pause for a second. Then on this one, we did a huge overhaul of farming. Now you can see how the farming looks now, and we haven't seen the benefit of it yet. But once the summer is over and we see autumn come through, you will get an idea of what the benefit will be. This is a much better way to manage your farms, and hopefully once we get autumn in the next time, it will be a lot clearer why this is the case. Cool. With that in mind, I will leave it there. Actually, wait. Let's wait until they get built and then we'll close it. Let me speed up time a bit. Okay. And while we wait, let's as well set up a fishing thing, because sooner or later they will run out of food. Need to be careful not to get too distracted. Fine, we can set it up here. Okay, and make this higher priority. Awesome. We already have some people moving in. And yeah, once this is built, we'll call it. 1 more wood. Okay, and they're going to start building now. Awesome.
Splendid work on the roof, good sirs.
Okay, so this is where I will leave it. This is our tiny new village, humble village. We'll give it a name on the next session, next episode. Hope you enjoy this episode, and if you haven't checked out the entire series, feel free to do so on my channel. This is episode 10. I'll definitely continue with this series. I don't know how long, until we get defeated or we defeat the Baron, but I'm loving this series, and I enjoy recording it for you guys. So thanks again, and yeah, we'll see you in the next episode in Manor Lords. See ya.